Ever heard of Ronald Read? He was a gas station attendant and a janitor in Vermont. When he passed away at 92, he left behind an $8 million fortune. How? No lottery win, no secret inheritance. This story perfectly captures the core idea of Morgan Housel's book, The Psychology of Money. Financial success isn't about what you know. It's about how you behave. Let's dive into some of the book's most powerful lessons, brought to life through the magic of clay. First up, Lesson 1. No one's crazy. Imagine you grew up during a major economic recession. You'd probably view money and risk very differently from someone who grew up during a boom. Your personal experiences with money shape your financial decisions more than any textbook ever could. If you saw your parents lose everything, you might be extremely cautious with investments. If you saw people around you getting rich quick, you might be more inclined to take big risks. So, when you see someone making a financial choice that seems bizarre to you, remember, they're not crazy. Their financial worldview was simply built from a different set of experiences. We're all just playing the game with the hand we were dealt, seeing the world through our own unique lens. Next, let's talk about Lesson 2. Luck and risk. We love to think success is all about hard work and brilliant strategy. And while those things matter, we often underestimate the massive roles of luck and its evil twin, risk. Take Bill Gates. He was a genius, no doubt, but he also had the incredible luck of attending one of the only high schools in the world at the time with a computer. That was a 1 in a million chance. On the flip side, you have his classmate Kent Evans, who was just as bright and shared his passion for computers. Tragically, Kent died in a mountaineering accident before he could graduate. Same school, same skills, but a random event, a roll of the dice, led to vastly different outcomes. The lesson here isn't to feel helpless, it's to be humble when you succeed and forgiving when you fail. Recognize that not all success is due to skill, and not all failure is due to laziness. This perspective helps you make better decisions, focusing on what you can control while acknowledging the powerful forces you can't. This brings us to a really dangerous trap. Lesson 3. Never enough. There's a story about two famous authors, Kurt Vonnegut and Joseph Heller, at a party hosted by a billionaire. Vonnegut remarks that the billionaire made more money in a single day than Heller had ever earned from his best-selling novel, Catch-22. Heller's reply was brilliant. He said, "Yes, but I have something he will never have ... enough. The danger of wealth is the temptation to keep moving the goalposts. You hit your goal, and instead of feeling content, you immediately set a higher one. This social comparison game is a battle you can't win. There will always be someone with more. The key is to define what enough means for you. Enough to be independent, enough to have control over your time, enough to not worry. Once you define your enough, you can step off the hamster wheel of endless accumulation and actually enjoy the freedom that wealth is supposed to provide." Now for the secret source of wealth creation. Lesson 4. Confounding compounding. We all know the story of the tortoise and the hare. In finance, compounding is the ultimate tortoise. It's not about dramatic, high-risk wins. It's about small, consistent gains that build on each other over a long, long time. Think about Warren Buffett. Most people know he's a phenomenal investor, but they miss the real key to his success: time. The vast majority of his fortune was earned after his 50th birthday. His skill was investing, but his secret was consistency over decades. Compounding isn't intuitive. Our brains are wired for linear thinking, but wealth grows exponentially. A small amount of money, consistently invested and left alone, can grow into a staggering sum. The trick is patience. You have to give it time to work its magic. Interrupting the process is the biggest mistake you can make. The real returns come from letting it snowballs for years and years. So you've built some wealth, great, but that's only half the battle. This leads to Lesson 5, getting wealthy versus staying wealthy. These are two completely different skills. Getting wealthy often requires taking risks, being optimistic, and putting yourself out there. Staying wealthy, however, requires the opposite. It demands humility, fear, and a healthy dose of paranoia. It's about survival. You need to be frugal and accept that some of your past success might have been luck. The world is unpredictable. Black swan events, market crash, and personal disasters can wipe you out if you're not prepared. Staying wealthy means building a portfolio that can survive those shocks. It is less about chasing the absolute highest returns and more about ensuring you can stay in the game long enough for compounding to work. As the saying goes, the first rule of compounding is to never interrupt it unnecessarily. Survival is the foundation of that. Finally, let us redefine what it means to be wealthy with Lesson 6. Wealth is what you do and see. We see the fancy cars, the huge houses, the designer clothes. We think that's wealth, but it's not. That's spending. True wealth is the money you haven't spent. It's the stocks you haven't sold, the real estate you own, the cash sitting in your account. This unseen wealth isn't for showing off. It's for buying something far more valuable: freedom. Wealth is the ability to wake up and say, I can do whatever I want today. It's having the option to change careers, take a year off, or handle an unexpected medical emergency without financial panic. When you see someone driving a $100,000 car, you don't actually know if they're wealthy. You just know they spent $100,000. The richest people are often the ones you'd never suspect because their wealth is invisible, working quietly in the background to give them control over their time and their lives. That's the real goal. So, to wrap it all up, the journey to financial well-being is less like a math test and more like a psychological puzzle. It's not about having the highest IQ or the most complex spreadsheets. It's about understanding your own behavior, being humble about the roles of luck and risk, and defining what enough means to you. It's about harnessing the slow, quiet power of compounding and focusing on the true goal of wealth, freedom and options. Just like Ronald Read, the janitor who became a secret millionaire, you can achieve financial success by mastering your own psychology. Your behavior is your biggest asset. Thank you so much for watching. If you found these lessons valuable, hit that like button and subscribe for more insights into making your money work for you. See you in the next video.